presented to me, I was like, wow, this is great. And when it comes to getting off the Democratic plantation, that's a real thing, and I don't know why somebody would feel like I, myself, would be offended by that. If everybody thinks the same, has been fear-mongered into thinking the same way, living the same way, then yes, that's a plantation, because how in the world were so many slaves who outnumbered their slave masters continuing to be slaves? It happened because they were fearful of doing something different. So when we say that Democrats are on this Democratic plantation, specifically talking about black people, it's because yes, you guys are all blindly following a leader and you're scared to do something different. Additionally, to think that somebody like myself, who can clearly articulate their points, their opinions, their life experience that have led them to support certain candidates, it's very interesting that somebody would demean C-SPAN for having a guest like me on TV. There's plenty of people who think, act, and wish that a voice like mine had a bigger platform. So it's unfortunate that people like that feel like we should be silenced.
Look how much African American communities have suffered under Democratic control. To those I say the following: what do you have to lose?
Listen, I totally agree both with what MICHAELAH had to say and with what Trump had to say, okay? A lot of us got off of that Democratic plantation, okay, and that was like the best decision ever, okay? But some people are stuck on the Democratic plantation out of fear, okay? Especially when the Democrats pushed out that propaganda trying to say that Trump is racist, and they knew when it comes to racism that that's very sensitive to the black community, okay, African American community. All you have to do is say to the African American community that someone is racist. They're not going to do any research. They're not going to do any background check. They're not going to fact check the story to make sure that it's accurate. They're going to take that for what it is and run with it. Okay? Push it into the community, pass it on. And people in the black community go by rumors. If they hear a rumor of somebody being racist, that's it. That person is done. Okay? That's just what it is. And it is so sad. That's why I always encourage people, listen, don't stay in one circle. Get around some different type of people so you can see some different perspectives, so you can have like a different outlook on life. Broaden your horizon. Get around some different people. Move around, because if you stay in that same circle, you're going to keep getting that same information, and you're never going to see things for what it is, and you're never going to be able to see both sides of the situation.
Be offended by that. If everybody thinks the same, has been fear-mongered into thinking the same way, living the same way, then yes, that's a plantation, because how in the world were so many slaves who outnumbered their slave masters continuing to be slaves? It happened because they were fearful of doing something different.
Now let's hear what MICHAELAH has to say about Miss Kamala Harris, okay? Brace yourselves and prepare for the facts, okay? And remember, okay, only focus on the facts, the things that can be searched, the things that can be looked up, the things that you can find during your research, okay? Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Listen, everything that she talks about in this clip, in this entire interview, can be looked up, can be researched, and can be fact checked. Okay.
We saw bills passed for migrants, which primarily affect the Hispanic community. We saw bills passed for literally everyone but black people. So for her, additionally, last thing, after she took that oath of office, she went on record to say that she was the first South Asian vice president. At no point in time did she promote her blackness. At no point in time does she acknowledge her blackness. At no point in time does she market herself as a black woman. And that was when she was attorney general. That's back when she was DA. That's all the way until she was senator. And of course, as
took a trip down memory lane, recalling her mother's journey from India to America. Now, her mother, Shyamala Gopalan, was born in Chennai and immigrated to America to study at UC Berkeley. The Indian origin senator also talked about her trips to India and her mother's attempts to instill a love of good idli in her. Listen.
I stand before you as the first candidate for Vice President of the United States of South Asian descent.
This is exactly why the black community need to stop allowing these Democrats to play in our face. Okay, stop allowing people to come in just to pretend, so that they can get our votes for their own personal agenda, personal gain, so they can go and help their own community. Like Trump said, maybe not in these exact words, but to the effect that, what has the Democratic Party done for us? Okay, what do we have to lose? And when he said that, when he was in office, what do black people have to lose or whatever, some people took that so negative to this till it's ridiculous. You understand? And he has a valid point. Okay, if we voted Democrat all of these years for decades and stuff like that, our grandparents, whatever, some of our ancestors, what do we have to lose to try something else if they've never done anything for us, really? And I do understand that not everyone would get it. Everybody would not understand the different parties. Some people still vote Democrat because some people are afraid. Some people believe some people are afraid of the unknown. Some people actually are afraid because of the propaganda that was pushed out there by the Democratic Party. Okay, stating that Trump is a racist. Okay, all you have to do is tell black people that somebody is racist. And guess what? All fear break out. You understand? They eat it up. So anyway, that kind of had like an impact on the black community. Some people believe that, especially like the older people, or especially people that don't really like get into politics, or they don't do any research or reading or anything of that nature. So they just take what they heard and that's it. So let's hear what else Michaela had to say.
She's now leaning on to win this election. And I wish that those same people would understand that if they were to support her in this election and she does win, we will see nothing but a repeat of the last administration, in which black people, the same people that everybody touts when it's time to get elected, will also be the ones that are the first to be forgotten about once they're sworn in.
MICHAELAH Montgomery, also at that Atlanta rally and at a news conference the week before, former President Trump attacked Georgia's popular governor, Brian Kemp. I want to show you a segment of that and then have you respond to it.
He's the most disloyal guy I think I've ever seen. But think of the wife. We can never repay you for what you've done, sir. We could have never won. And now she said 2 weeks ago that I will not endorse him because he hasn't earned my endorsement. I haven't earned her endorsement. I have nothing to do with her. Somewhere he went bad. And you know what? Your numbers in Georgia are very average. Your crime numbers, your economic numbers, all of your numbers, you're very average. You can do a lot better, and you'll do a lot better with a better governor. You can do a lot better, just so you understand. But I don't want her endorsement. I don't want his endorsement. I just want them to do their job for Georgia. And you know what? He's the governor. He ought to support his Republican Party, because if he doesn't have his Republican Party, I could tell you where he came from, and it wasn't good.
Well, I feel like that Trump and Kemp had a personal relationship, a personal friendship. And the media, the current, I guess, narrative is that Trump called Kemp and asked Kemp to find 11,000 votes. It wasn't until this rally that I understood that that's not how the call went. The call was actually, can you make the call to start an investigation to see if maybe some votes had been lost? So I could understand why Trump, who used his political prowess to help Kemp get into office, would be offended at the fact that Kemp would not help him at least investigate something that he felt had gone wrong in terms of being reelected. So I don't see anything wrong with Trump personally feeling attacked or feeling like Kemp was disloyal for not making the call to start an investigation. Additionally, he spoke in Atlanta, and as a resident of Atlanta, I can speak that our crime rates are rampant. I can speak to the fact that people don't want to go out anymore because they fear getting shot or they fear their cars getting broken into. I can tell you that kids no longer walk to the park or go hang out at the bowling alley or the skating rink or anything like that because crime legitimately is an issue here. Now, what more can our governor do about it? I honestly would not know, because that seems more like a mayoral issue. However, of course, Kemp can get up and shine a light onto the things that are happening in Atlanta and the surrounding cities in Georgia, of course, where they might be facing similar problems. So while I myself haven't received I haven't had a bad experience with Governor Kemp myself. I'm not going to act like I don't understand why Trump would get up and talk about his bad experience with Kemp. And additionally, the Republican Party is all about loyalty. So it kind of does make you want to say, yeah, it is pretty interesting that a Republican governor would not support the Republican Party's nomination for president. I can understand why Trump was upset that he did not get an endorsement from the two people he endorsed and helped get elected.
One thing I can say is that loyalty is everything, okay? Loyalty is everything, okay? Listen, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video makes sense to you guys. Remember, I am not here to sway or convince anybody, okay? We all have free will, okay, to do as we please or vote how we please. You understand? You have your reason for what side of the fence you're on. I have my reason, whatever the case may be. You understand? If you have anything that you would like to add to this conversation, to this video, drop it in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Listen, if you guys have subscribed to my channel, but you don't have the notification bell turned on, please go ahead and turn on the notification bell now. And if this is the first time that you're visiting my channel, please be sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment, okay? And most of all, make sure you guys turn on that notification bell, okay? Until next time, enjoy your day. Thank you for watching.